Now we are seeing the sum of the previous gate questions from the subject strength of materials. A steel beam of breadth 120 mm and height 750 mm is loaded as shown in the figure. Assume modulus of elasticity as 200 gigapascal. The beam subjected to maximum bending moment of. So here is a beam given. It is a simply supported beam. It is subjected to a UDL of 120 kilonewton meter throughout its length, and the length is 15 meters. So in this case, we are supposed to find out the maximum bending moment. So some of the options is given here, and the correct option here is option A. So we know the maximum bending moment for a simply supported beam subjected to UDL of throughout its length is given by the formula WL square by 8, where W is the load per unit length and L is the length of beam. So substitute the W 120, the given value, and 15 meters length, and it is 8. When you simplify that, we are getting the maximum bending moment as 3375 kilonewton meter. So option A is the right option here. And if we see the next question, in the above question, the value of maximum deflection of the beam is. So here in this case is asking find out the value of maximum deflection. So in a simply supported beam, the formula for when it is subjected to UDL of throughout its length, the formula for maximum deflection is given by 5 WL power 4 by 384 EI, and phi W is 120 kilonewton. So here the options are given in mm. So substitute the load in newtons. Why? Because substitute E in megapascal, and so to get proper units, we are substituting load in newtons. So the 120 into 10 to the power of 3 kilonewtons to newtons, and length in meters 15 meters to mm is 15,000 mm over 4, and 384. E is given here. If you see 200 gigapascal we are substituting in megapascal. So 200 into 10 to the power of 3 megapascal, and I is moment of inertia. So the cross section of the beam is rectangle. If you see here, breadth is given, height is given. So for a rectangular cross section, the I is given by BD cube by 12. So if you take that is breadth 120 and the depth or height is given 750. So like that, if you take, so B D or H cube by 12. So that's what we are writing here in the place of I, 120 into 750 cube by 12. So when you simplify that, we are getting the maximum deflection for this case as 93.75 mm. So option A is the right option here. And if we see the next question, a cantilever beam of length L with uniform cross section and flexural rigidity EI is loaded uniformly by a vertical load W per unit length. The maximum vertical deflection of the beam is given by. So some of the options are given, and here the right option is option A, WL power 4 by 8 EI. So we know when a cantilever beam is subjected to UDL throughout its length, maximum deflection is given by the formula WL power 4 by 8 EI, where W is the load per unit length. So option A is the right option here. And if we see the next question, a thin walled spherical shell is subjected to an internal pressure. If the radius of the shell is increased by 1%, the thickness is reduced by 1%, with the internal pressure remaining the same. The percentage change in circumferential or hoop stress is, and some of the options are given. Option A 0, option B 1, option C 1.08, option D 2.02. So here is a thin walled spherical shell is given, for which radius is increased by 1% and thickness is reduced by 1%. So in that case, we have to find out the change in circumferential or hoop stress. So if you see, the correct option is here, option D, and let us see how it is. So if you assume in the first case, that is initial case, the diameter of the spherical shell is D, and the thickness is T, and when it is increased, so that we are taking the second case, so that is D1 and T1. So don't confuse here. D and T we are taking in the first case, and D1 T1 in the second case means when radius is increased, thickness is reduced. So for the second case D1, so when the radius is increased 1%, diameter also increased by 1%. So when there is increase in 1% to the previous value, means previous value have assumed it is D. So 1% increase means it is 1.01 D times of D. So the second case, in the second case, diameter will become 1.01 times of first case, it is increased. And in the second case, the thickness is reduced by 1%. So in the second case, the thickness T1 will become 0.99 times of first case, that is 0.99 times of T. So here the circumferential and hoop stress for the spherical shell case is given by the formula PD by 40. Suppose if you take PD by 40 as an initial case, and the second case P, and in the place of D we have to substitute the increased value means 1.01 times of D, and 4 in the place of T, the reduced value, that is 0.99 T. So when you simplify this, just if you write PD by 40 and it is 1.01 by 0.99, so when you do that, we are getting the ratio here is 1.0202 times of PD by 40, means the hoop stress is increased 1.0202 times of the initial case, and he is asking the percentage change. So when you write the percentage change, we'll compare with the first case. So here if you see in the first and second cases, PD by 40 common, so if you write anyway, we'll take out common, you can cancel, and if you just write the these numeric values here, so if you this is 1, nothing is there means 1 we know, and it is 1.0202. so he is asking percentage of increase, so we'll write 1.0202 minus 1 here, and divided by 1 into 100. So when you simplify that, we are getting the percentage increase in circumferential or hoop stress in this case as 2.02%. so the option D is the right option here. And if you see the next question, a long thin walled cylindrical shell closed at both ends is subjected to an internal pressure. The ratio of hoop stress to the longitudinal stress developed in the shell is, and some of the options are given, and the right option here is C. So we know for cylindrical shell, the hoop stress is given by PD by 2T, longitudinal stress is given by PD by 40. So he is asking the ratio between hoop stress to the longitudinal stress. So PD by 2T by PD by 40. So the ratio is 2 here. So option C is the right option. And if you see the next question, a cylindrical tank with closed ends is filled with compressed air at a pressure of 500 kilopascal. The inner radius of the tank is 2 meters and it has wall thickness of 10 mm. The magnitude of maximum in-plane shear stress in megapascals is, and here the answer is 25 megapascal. See, for the cylindrical tank, the circumferential or hoop stress is PD by 2T or PR by T in terms of radius. So this will become the maximum principal stress in this case, and pressure is given 500 kilopascals, and when you are substituting in megapascals, it is 0.5 megapascals. So we know 500 kilopascal means 500 into 10 to the power of 3 pascal, and for megapascal we will get 10 to the power of 6 means, so when you divide once again by this 500 by 1000, so it will become 10 to the power of so to express in megapascal, so you will have to put 0.5. So when you take 0.5, it will become 10 to the power of 3 and 10 to the power of 3. So anyway, so 500 kilopascals, when you want to express in megapascal, it is 0.5 megapascal, and length is inner radius is given 2 meters. So when you substitute in mm, that is 2000 mm, and thickness is 10 mm. So when you substitute and simplify, we are getting sigma h, that is sigma 1 as 100 megapascal. And in the same way, if you write sigma L, that is longitudinal stress for the cylindrical shell. So that longitudinal stress will become minimum principal stress in this case. So it is PD by 4TR, PR by 2T. So P is 0.5 megapascal, R is 2000 mm, and 2 into thickness is 10 mm is given, and when you simplify that, we are getting sigma 2 as 50 megapascal. So in this case, the in-plane Tomax is given by sigma 1 minus sigma 2 by 2. So that is 100 minus 50 by 2. So that is 25 megapascal. And if you see the next question, a thin gas cylinder with an internal radius of 100 mm is subjected to an internal pressure of 10 megapascal. The maximum permissible working stress is restricted to 100 megapascal. The minimum cylinder wall thickness in mm for safe design must be. So a thin gas cylinder is subjected to some pressure of 100 megapascal, 10 megapascals, and the inner radius is given 10 mm, and maximum permissible working stress is restricted to 100 megapascals. So in this case, we have to find out the minimum wall thickness. So when you take R is 100 mm given, and D will become 200 mm, and pressure is 10 megapascals. So maximum permissible stress is given. So for a thin cylindrical shells, the hoop stress will become the maximum permissible stress. Why? Because sigma h is more than sigma L longitudinal stress. So the maximum permissible stress means hoop stress is nothing but maximum permissible stress. So when you take 100 megapascals as sigma h, and when you equate to that to PD by 2T, that is circumferential or hoop stress, will get the minimum acceptable thickness for the wall shell. So that is, so we are taking sigma h is PD by 2T, and sigma h is 100 megapascals, and P is given 100 megapascal, and P is 10 megapascal, diameter 200 mm, and 2 into thickness we have to find out. So when you simplify that, we are getting thickness as 10 mm. And if you see the next question, a gas is stored in a cylindrical tank of inner radius 7 meters and wall thickness 50 mm. The gauge pressure of the gas is 2 megapascal. The maximum shear stress in megapascal in the wall is. So here radius is given 7 meters, that is 7000 mm, and thickness 50 mm. Pressure is given 2 megapascals, and is asking maximum shear stress is asking. So when you consider the maximum shear stress in a pressure vessel, the maximum shear stress is nothing but absolute tau max, and the absolute tau max for a pressure vessel is given by sigma 1 by 2, where sigma 1 is nothing but maximum principal stress. So maximum principal stress is nothing but the circumferential or hoop stress will become maximum principal stress when it is acted upon by hoop stress and longitudinal stress. So anyway, so here the maximum principal stress is nothing but hoop stress. So in terms of radius, that is PR by T, and by 2 is there. So when you substitute the values, P is 2 megapascal, radius 7000 mm, and thickness 50 mm. So when you simplify that, we are getting the maximum shear stress as 140 megapascal. So option C is the right option here. So for more videos, please subscribe and activate bell symbol, and also please share my videos with your friends. Thanks for watching.